We're live. Okay. Can you hear me?
There you are.
Oh, there we go.
Uh-oh. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, sorta. You're a little quiet, but I got you.
Are you getting me through this?
Yeah, man, I can
Maybe.
hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
You staying warm?
Man, trying to. Man, I got the fan blades are spinning, if you can see them.
Oh, look at this. Folks are joining. Uncle George is in the house. My 89. What are you guys all still doing up? Chris and I thought we were just going to have a private conversation, and looks like everybody's up and at 'em on a Saturday night.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, man, I think there's a lot of people awake and we don't even know.
Okay. I can't believe this buddy of mine just jumped in here. Pete Chikowski, minus 52 centigrade. We should pull up a conversioner here.
Yeah, where is that?
That's in Lethbridge, Alberta.
Oh, my.
Okay, Celsius.
Everybody post up what your current temperature is. And
Yeah,
please specify if it's centigrade / Celsius or Fahrenheit.
Okay. All you Americans, I hope you're sitting down for this. Minus 52 Celsius is minus 61.6 Fahrenheit.
Oh. Oh, that's unreal.
Oh my God. Like, you can't even pee outside in that. It'll just freeze right off the end.
Hey, you want to see something funny?
Mm-hmm.
Check this out.
Oh. He gone.
Yeah, he's gone, man. What happens when you have too many hard teas?
No doubt. Okay, we got to catch up on some temps here. Everybody weighed in. Minus 9 Fahrenheit in Iowa. Okay, that is in centigrade for the Canadians. Ooh, minus 22. Yeah, that's chilly.
It's way too chilly.
Ooh, KC, minus 27 wind chill. That's ignorant.
93. Where is Grunt? Oh, Aussie. Man, that's in Australia, mate.
Let's put another shrimp on the bobby. What's the line out of Dumb and Dumber? Nice accent. New Jersey? Grunt the Aussie, 93.
So does my video actually... Oh, it switches to portrait. That's crazy.
Right.
Man, I'm trying to get it back on speakers because it's actually going through my phone. So you're super quiet, which is kind of a pain in the ass.
It's probably all those metal shavings you got from packing that thing around in your pocket all day long, stuffed in the mic. And oh, Calypso Coyote, 44 in Louisiana. That's chilly for Louisiana, hey?
Absolutely. So how many people do you think are upset that I only have BMWs in the background right now?
Well, right. But for anybody that's following the pod, they know the argument, right? They're 5 liters.
Oh, true. They are actually both 5 liters, V8 and V10. Which one would you drive?
Right. Have you ever seen a piston out of one of the V10 ones? They got to be like...
Dude, they got to be like Minute Maid, like frozen lemonade cans.
Can of snuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
man,
we got...
It is cold everywhere right now.
Minus 50 in Calgary. So that's going to be even... Or what did Pete say? Minus 50 is
Oh,
minus
shit.
58 Fahrenheit, ladies and gents. This
Look at
is
this.
where, what's that?
Oh, I was going to say, Break Stuff Club, about to do all 4 cam position sensors in my E39 M5. See, we got some BMW lovers in here. I like it.
Well, you're posting that BMW shit, right?
Well, you know, 5-liter content for the win.
True. Yeah, I think this cold is going like all across North America. Like
It's going
everybody's
viral.
getting abnormal.
The climate is its own social media right now.
Yeah. There's definitely some people in the comments that I'm jealous of for their temps. That's for damn sure.
Oh, hey, buddy, I didn't even show you this. You ready?
Come on, they dance too?
Oh, yeah. So I was, I got this, and it's actually like a copper wire, so it even like looks shitty to like match the car. And Britt sent me on like pre-Christmas errands, so I had my Santa hat on, and that's actually when I posted the picture on Instagram. I was cruising this thing around with these lights on, having a festive old time. She's like, "You drove that car all day today with that fucking shit and that hat on?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I did."
That's unreal.
It was like $6 on Amazon overnight.
Hell yeah. All right, Zach's apparently still out of the wrapper, or maybe he's just laying in the wrapper, cruising the web. And
he actually said that he unfollowed me when I posted the 3 BMWs on my Instagram story.
Well, I guess we should. I mean, there's not a lot of context to this live, ladies and gents. There's probably more gents than ladies. Chris and I were just bullshitting on the phone. We're like, why don't we go live? Fuck it, we're both sitting here having a beer, talking through telephones. Why don't we do it on the YouTubes?
Yeah,
so here we are.
Yeah, you all missed out on 45 minutes of me and Gary talking about nonsense before we decided to do this.
What do we got here? Remember to tell your wife online booking reservations for her. Do I got to book my wife something?
Mr. Meow. Man, Mr. Meow's inside in the warm. Look at this. I had to bring my little lemon tree inside the shop here.
Oh, they won't like the cold temps, hey?
You don't get lemons in the cold.
Okay, Pete is still watching. Look at this. So I got so many stories about Pete. Pete, I won't, whatever, incarcerate you here and have the police banging on your door, so I won't tell those ones. But what's funny is I bullshit with his son quite a bit. And he texted me here not too long ago telling me this, that my buddy Pete bought a Mystic Cobra. And so Pete's the guy. Here's the backstory. When I moved to Lethbridge, Alberta, went there not knowing a single soul, but I moved there in my green coupe. And, you know, I kind of got settled into this apartment, and I thought, well, shit, I better go out and familiarize myself with town a little bit before I start classes. This is to do my automotive service tech. So I go for a little rip, and I go by this Ford dealership called College Ford. I pull into it. Now, just for some timing, this is 1999, right? When I graduated, or just after. So I pull into this College Ford dealership. I'm like, holy shit. Like, it's just this row of Fox bodies, like 15. I'm going, like, do these guys buy them somewhere and like sell them on the lot? Do they got some program? What's the deal? Well, as I'm gawking at these things, slow rolling by them, some guy comes out in a Ford Aerostar van, hot too, pulls up beside me. I'm like, oh Christ, now I'm in shit. Rolls the window down. Dude, nice car. What the fuck? I'm like, hey, talk about what the fuck? Like, what are all these cars doing here? He's like, well, that one's mine and blah, blah, blah. Well, this is my buddy Pete. And he says to me, he goes, well, what are you doing Friday night? Let's have a beer. We've been long lost pals ever since.
Nice.
The stuff that I have seen him put the 87 Black GT that I met him with through is an absolute true testament to everything and anything Fox Body and how you can beat the ever-living piss out of them and they'll just keep coming back for more. Like, unbelievable shit. Minus 50 cold starts in the garage and hold it right to the wood just for the boys. Like, unreal.
I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't be doing that to this car. It'd probably blow it up.
I don't know how to swear in German, but I'm sure it would swear in German at you.
Yeah. Man, I just keep looking at all these temperatures that everybody keeps posting up. What's up, OG? I know Matt, Calypso, Fox said, where's the Corvette? Corvette's on the other side of the shop. I call that the classic car of the shop, but yeah, it looks like it's just cold everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, OG Superfly's here too. Yeah, he's freezing down there in the Oregon.
Man.
Crazy stuff.
Man, look at this. 57 people. Man, I guess we're just must be getting old, right? Like Saturday night, we're all cold inside. What's everybody drinking? We all know what everybody's temperature is, but what are you drinking to keep warm is the question.
Yeah. I was telling Chris this already, guys, but I'll fill you in. I dropped my oldest off at a birthday party tonight, and I got to give you guys my temp here. So we are minus 22 Fahrenheit. We're about minus 30 centigrade. And anyway, dropped her off at this birthday party, which is starting down at a movie theater, and brought my other two daughters along for the ride. And they were a little sore that they weren't going to this movie. So I'm like, well, you guys want to go to Dairy Queen? Let's go grab a Blizzard, right? Anyway, as I'm pulling in and it's freezing ass cold out, I'm thinking, Christ, are these guys even going to be open? But anyway, roared through the drive-through, got to the window, did our order or whatever. And the guy's like, I said, hey, you giving like a minus 30 discount or something here? Like, what's the deal? You must not be that busy. He goes, we're actually crazy tonight. Like, we've been ran off our feet all night. So apparently ice cream's in when it's cold as fuck out.
Well, why not just add to it? You know, it's sort of like in Mexico or like all these hot climates, right? Like they'll eat chili peppers and everything because like it's hot. It makes them sweat and keeps them cool. Although I don't know, man. I've never like been cold, and like drinking a cold beer does not help. Like this should actually be whiskey right now.
Yeah. Something that warms you from the belly out.
Absolutely.
We got some Keystone drinkers. We got some Miller drinkers. We got some whiskey drinkers.
Bullet bourbon.
Oh,
Bullet's
Pete.
good.
He's still here. He's hitting the vodka. Oh, Hennessy. Straight.
Oh man, that's fancy.
Did I tell you about this? Speaking of drinks.
What is that?
Buffalo Trace.
I need to get this screen bigger somehow because I'm on my phone.
Whiskey bourbon.
That?
So,
Buffalo?
all right. Yeah, Buffalo Trace. So I'm full of stories tonight. I'm going to be honest. So I listened to the Joe Rogan podcast, and he's always talking about this Buffalo Trace. And now, for a little background context, I've always been a beer drinker. I mean, I'll get into the whiskey and the rye at a wedding or something, but very rarely do I go towards the hard bar. I was like, when I sit down and drink beer, well, we've done it together. We're both kind of idiots like this. Like, beers go down pretty quick, right? And I'm like, I'd like to get myself to a more adult place in life where I could just sit down and nicely nip away on something, right? Whether it be tequila or whiskey or whatever. But I don't know, there's something about it. I can't really warm up to it. And anyone I tell this to, they usually say, well, you're just not drinking the right shit. All right, whatever, right? So anyway, I was talking to a buddy about this because I heard Joe Rogan talking about it. And I'm like, I wonder if it's any good. Well, he happens to just randomly buy me a bottle of it. I'm like, well, now I've got no fucking excuses. I got to try it. Well, it's really good. And this is coming from a guy that doesn't normally nip away on whiskey or anything like that. So, I mean, they're not paying me to say this. Hell, nobody pays me to say anything. So for what it's worth, for anybody out there that is trying to warm up to a whiskey, this shit's pretty good as far as I'm concerned.
You know what? So my first experience with Buffalo Trace, I was on a flight and I couldn't tell you where I was flying to. However, they had it with apple juice because it is a bourbon. And I guess it's like a fairly common drink in certain areas where you mix bourbon with apple juice. And I've got to say, it is actually, and not just saying with Buffalo Trace, because that was like the first time that I tried the two mixed together, but it's actually super tasty. So if you've never tried, you know that there's Crown Royal Green Apple. You know what I mean? Like, so like there's a lot of people like that are mixing the apple with bourbon and whiskeys and stuff. But that was actually my first experience, and it was delicious, man.
Oh, look at, yeah, we got lots of people confirming this. Okay, so I'm not off my rocker apparently, and it's not all that expensive. Like, well, hell, everything is in Canada, but for what it's worth up here, I think it's like 30 to 35 bucks for a bottle of this stuff. So,
oh, we got what is this? LKOT weekend, 12-year-old. He's on the Glenfiddich. We got 89 Stang working on Fox Bodies near Elmer, Ontario. It's near London. London, Ontario. Man, I don't know anybody out that way that works on Fox Bodies. You'd have to get closer to Toronto for sure, as far as I know. It's hard to find anybody that works on shit now that's like
worth their salt.
Mentioning.
Hey, Trent's got a question for you here, buddy. I'll put it on the screen.
Oh, what is it? Because my screen's like this big on my phone.
Chris, would you ever consider taking a car as payment for doing work on a Fox body? The car being a 2017 Fiat 124 Spider, worth around 18 to 20K.
So does that mean I get the Fiat for working on a Fox body?
Yep.
Like a Fiat. So there's only one Fiat that I would like to own, and it's a Fiat Gucci edition where it's like all Gucci'd out.
Hence the name.
I don't know. I'd have to see whatever this Fiat is. I guess email it over and we can take it from there. If it's a Spider, I'm assuming it's convertible. Maybe the wife would like it.
There you go. Hey, look at this. Randy Dixon working on the Odes. For anyone wondering, well, I know not a lot of people have seen that video because it's not Fox content, but that side-by-side I've got, it's called an Odes. And looks like Randy, the poor sorry soul, he's just like me. He's decided to buy a cheaper side-by-side and bang his head against the garage fucking door when he's working on it. Trying to figure it out.
Oh, Tommy T. Amaretto and beer tastes like Dr. Pepper. I have seen this, and I want to say with Coronas. And my buddy Charles, who Gary you've met, somebody saw this shit on like Instagram or something. So sure enough, Charles shows up at the house one night with Coronas and whatever it was, and we mixed it all together. And I never thought beer could taste that way, and it does.
No doubt. Okay, my 89. Hey, and actually, some of these guys I'm putting up here, guys, like, actually, is my 89? Oh, I might be screwing this up. No, maybe he does do a YouTube channel. Oh, shit. I got to do
What's
this
that-
correctly.
Zach, what are you saying, man? No deal, not a G-Wagon. Oh, is that for the Fiat? It needs to be a G-Wagon so that the wifey will take it. He knows me too well. Oh, Gary,
Yeah.
I gotta show you something. Let me get out of Foxidized here. Can you imagine? It still dings. Look at, I even got the courtesy lights.
Well, I was actually looking, just whatever, seeing your screen. I'm like, does he got Christmas lights up and around the shop? And then it dawned on me. I'm like, no, he's sitting in that rusted
I mean,
out
the
piece of shit.
Recaros are comfortable, man. You sit in the Recaros to stay comfy. So funny enough, actually, I'll go back to Foxidized for a second. So you know the ultra low mile red notch, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yep. So that car came with a box of goodies. And do you see these German boxing gloves hanging from the mirror?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was one thing that was in the box of goodies. The other thing was these super cool sunglasses. I'm going to put them on right now. Oh, hold on.
Dress up.
I can't get them around my hat.
Woo!
Okay.
Pitbull.
Right? Oh yeah. Miami. Right? Gotta get my my head right here. Okay, so I wish I could flip the camera around. I don't know how to do that. So in the box came this old school Texas license plate, right?
Yeah.
And then we have the James Dean Live Fast,
No way.
right? And then hold on, I gotta take my hat off, guys. I don't do this very often. This is a very special occasion because I'm bald as fuck. All right, are you guys ready for this? This is a very special live. Right? I shit you not. This all, I can't even keep the glass. Oh, I just broke the glasses.
That is a sick bucket.
Okay, no, hold on. There's more.
Wait,
are you ready for
there's
this?
more.
Are you ready?
No way.
Yeah, like I don't even know what you do with this. Like there's no hook. Like right? You like hang it out back here?
The Davy Crockett.
Yeah. And
That was all in the trunk of that car.
hold on, I gotta take this off because I can't even hear with it on. All right. Put this down. Hold on. Sorry, guys. This all happened like one-handed, right? Because I got to hold the phone. And I got, so for anybody, Zach, you're going to know this one. Can you read the hat?
Raceway Park. Oh, Dragway Park. Something USA.
It's Cayuga.
With the bird shit on the brim.
Right, so
Unreal.
anybody from Ontario is going to know what's going on here, right? And then, hold on, I got to put my fucking hat back on. This is fucking embarrassing. Oh, so because I broke the first set of glasses, don't worry. There's another set of glasses. And these ones are prescription, so I can't even see out of them properly. And these came with the fucking car, I swear to God. So Spano, if Spano was logged in right now.
Yeah. Oh, look at the fuzzy dice.
The fuzzy dice. And okay. Dude, when I was like, I bought that Ice Cube cassette tape off of eBay.
Yeah.
And somebody actually just posted this recently on Instagram. They're like, "Oh, I'm going back to cassette debt. Cassette, like what should I be listening to?" So we got like ZZ Top. I got a bag full of cassettes.
Wow.
We got
Those look
some,
like they lived in a case too. Like they look pristine.
oh yeah,
Nobody's
Rolling
used them as an
Stones.
ice scraper.
Like, where else do you get Rolling Stones cassettes? You know what I mean? And
They
then
definitely haven't
finally,
been.
you got a picture in a picture frame.
All of that was left. I wonder if the guy died, hey? And it was like,
No, he didn't die. So the funny thing is, right, about this low mile notch, I'm sure many of you guys know the whole story, but I disclosed the fact that there was paint work on the passenger side of the car because he actually brought it to the drag strip, and I'm assuming wearing one of two pairs of those safety glasses alongside with that fucking Evil Knievel helmet, and he lost control of those 225 factory horsepower on a set of 10 hole wheels and, scraped the passenger side of the car, right, which got resprayed, and which you can't tell. Like, look at how beauty, like, you lift up the skirt, she's shiny, which
oh
is
yeah,
sold. By the way, I got my dollar. For anybody
yeah,
curious, I said I was going to get my dollar. I got my dollar. The car's sold. I'm waiting for it to get picked up.
right. Hey buddy, just a quick side note here for everybody. Guys, I was looking, I'm sorry, I get really bad at trying to remember channel names and stuff. If anybody's got a YouTube channel they want to promote, throw it in the comments. We'll put her up there. I had it in my head that there's somebody, I can't remember the guy's name. I chat with him fairly often. It's something 89. And I hope it's not this guy. I hope I'm not screwing it up. Shit. But anyway, throw your channels in there, boys. We'll post them up. I'm looking for through my subscription list and I can't find the damn channel. So anyway.
So by the way, I didn't look at any comments in there. If there was anything worth grabbing or mentioning, let me know.
Hey, you know what? I'm sure even if nobody's got one, they'd appreciate a quick little look at your bike there. I just saw the Repsol over the windshield.
Oh.
That doesn't show up in your vids very often. Yeah.
Is that a good shot?
Yeah. That's
actually,
a good looking bike.
You know what? Let's start it up because Sean is passed out from drinking too much. Right?
Did it wake
Mike is
him?
still sleeping, I swear to God. Look at this, folks. This is what happens when you drink too much. Out. Done.
Oh, hey. You're gonna have to let your mic reset now. It went into like noise cancellation mode.
Oh, did it? Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. Now you're good.
All right.
Okay, sorry guys, I'm doing a bad job at throwing up comments here. Okay, that Cayuga, it's called Toronto Motorsport Park now. Did you mention that, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Cobra Guy. What do you think is the next most collectible Fox aside from the 93 Cobra? Man, did you see that SSC Celine? It just went for like 198 or whatever it is.
No, the one that I'm thinking that I just saw for big money was that Cobra R, 212 or something.
There was an SSC like the clone that I have. Well, not a clone, it was a real one. I want to say it was 198 or it was damn close to 200K. And Donkey Fix It just posted it up and it sold for 41,000. Like, I think he said in 2016. So to sell for 40 and then to sell for almost 200 in under 10 years is pretty crazy.
Yeah. No doubt.
And he actually had a very interesting other point in his story too. If you didn't catch it, he said that within the next 10 years, we will see a Fox body sell for $1 million.
Ooh, that's a tall order, hey?
Yeah.
I mean, I could maybe see it being like, I don't know. It would have to be something with some sort of like heritage or lineage, or, you know, somebody's ass was in it. Like, I don't think it's going to be just a, you know, such and such a model.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
I don't know. What do you know, one I've always been curious about, maybe it's just because it's probably still in his personal collection, but that SN95 that Tim the Toolman had, the white, yellow, purple Celine, like it was back when him and Steve were doing all the road race stuff.
Oh, you're not talking about like the weird one with the T-bird front end.
Nope, this had an SN front end on it. I've actually got a video of it here somewhere.
Oh, OG Superfly, you had a question earlier. What was that question? 50 boys from Illinois in the house. What's up, guys? Always love your support. Yeah, SA10s, Matt. They're insane.
Where is that?
Yeah, I'm out of Miller Lite here. I gotta grab another one.
Yeah, I do too, actually. I gotta find this video. I'll see if I can post it up on the screen for you guys, because this thing, I mean, it's obviously a race car, but it was one of those, like, almost like the Countach that hung on everybody's wall. It was like one of those cars.
Oh, did you see the Ferrari sold for like 16 million?
Which one? No, I didn't see that.
Really?
Fuck,
Just go
is that big money?
Go through Donkey's stories. I think it's the highest value like price car to ever sell at auction or through Mecum. I think it was like $16.5 million it sold for.
Really?
Yeah.
Oof.
Like you almost like you take a double take on how many zeros are after that high bid.
Yeah.
You know what's hard? Is to open your Miller Lite while holding your phone.
Oh, especially those pint cans. Yeah.
Oh, I know, but the pint cans are the best cans.
Yeah. Fuck me. Where is this
Still
video?
can't get it. Fox Body McLaren, Wild Vandy. Honestly, as I'm trying to open this damn, god damn, it's like child locks on. There we go. I could never get behind a McLaren, like an ASC McLaren, like in the Aero version. I feel like the Four Eyes, the Capris that they did, were a better car than like all those convertibles. Like they were, I don't know. It was almost trying to be an SL 500 Mercedes, but still being like a shitty Fox body nuts and bolts thing. You know what I mean? Goddamn gearhead. Woo!
Is Gearhead here?
Yeah, man. He just bought us beer.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he bought us
my
a couple
God.
beers. Cheers,
Gearhead.
Matt. He's upset I couldn't even open my Miller Lite.
How do we post that? There we go. Okay. I got to try to share screens here, buddy. Let's go present. Guys, we're not that high tech around here, hey, just so you know. So share screen.
So anyways, back to my point while you're trying to share that is that I've always liked the SL 500 conversion kit for a Fox body, and like the ASC McLaren would like get you there.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, this is that car on the screen here, guys. Let me.
Nice.
I hope I can add sound here. Okay, let me skip that. Turn on the sound.
No major things, but there's been a lot of.
Man, I miss the Tool Man.
Oh God.
Like anybody logged into this right now. If you
I don't know what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, you just keep doing you there, Gary. If you guys haven't watched an episode of Home Improvement, like go back, like whatever streaming or downloading site you need to watch a couple episodes of it. Like it is still relevant to today. I swear to God.
Okay. That was really hard to do. Could you hear any of it?
I didn't hear shit.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I can. Well, anyway, you got to see the car. It sounds so sick flying by.
So Gearhead, where, like, man, if I wish we could actually, can we invite him in?
Yeah, we can.
Because I want to hear more about his like new fancy drift car.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure I got Gearhead's contact info saved here. I don't. Shit. Gearhead, if you're still in the hizzle, message me over your email, buddy, and we'll bring you in for a little BS session. If you're not out on a lovely date with that beautiful wife of yours.
Oh, Trent says the problem he had with the McLarens was a convertible top. Look cool up or down, but the McLaren top with the rear quarter windows looks bad. Yeah, man, I get that. So the problem with the McLaren is that it was all like an add-on. Like everything was sort of stuck on top of what was factory. So it literally, everything looked like an add-on instead of looking natural. That's the biggest problem that I want to say that I feel like I had with McLarens. Like it didn't look natural. It looked after the fact, but they're still cool. Don't get me wrong, but like, that's just like me nitpicking and I guess answering the question honestly.
Hey, all right, another buddy of mine's in here, Jeremy. Okay, anybody that's on Instagram, you should slide over and check out his car on Instagram there. He's got a 03, I think it's an 03 or 04 anyway, Cobra motor in a silver notch. Very, very cool build. Done all himself too.
Oh, Gearhead can't join. He's out at a loud bar with the wife. That's probably why he's dropping us some beer money. He's probably drunk. Cheers to you, Matt. Thank you.
Okay, what else do we got? A lot of folks saying hi to Gearhead for sure.
Gearhead is a staple in the YouTube community.
Did you see the Cobra R on bring a trailer? Yeah, that popped up.
All right, buddy, you got to hold the reins here for a second because I broke the seal earlier.
Okay.
I got to go.
Leave us with a decent view, not of your cock.
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. What do you guys want to look at? Probably not a BMW.
Not your antler. Look at a car.
Let me see how I can set this up here.
OG Superfly just got to work. You must have been driving and listening at the same time. Having electrical issues. Have replaced everything except the mini starter. It won't hold a charge. Like the battery's dying. Not that you probably don't already know this, buddy, because I know you know these cars pretty well, but you obviously got a draw or a leak somewhere. I mean, I don't know. Simple stuff is just go through and check all your connections, right? Actually, this one's kind of boring to talk about, but like a really simple and stupid one. I was talking about Randy earlier, drinking Timmy's and working on his Odes ATV in his garage. So when I was having my electrical issues on that side by side, the first thing I did is I went through and I replaced like every power lead, every ground. I went as far as to replace the actual terminals themselves with like good ones. Just to replace your terminals sometimes isn't enough with like some bullshit you might buy off Amazon. Like buy some where like maybe you've got like a great big crimp deal, set of crimpers, but you might even have to like go somewhere and get the terminals crimped onto the cables. Make sure the gauge of the cable's appropriate. Like these are all simple things, but stuff that a lot of people overlook. Obviously pull your terminals, clean the terminal on the battery, clean the terminal on the end of your cable. I don't know, you'd be surprised like how much power you can lose over like just filthy corroded shit. So start there, but chances are it is more significant than that. Check all your grounds, motor to body and all that stuff.
I'm back.
All right. Feeling better?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Gearheads just keeping us on the table at the pub.
God damn, there's a lot of comments here. Guys, apologies if we don't get to all your questions and comments here.
Okay. I got to throw Bill's up here. Bill, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Bill and I bullshit on email all the time. I always look forward to getting his emails. This whole certified parallel engineering degree, it's a bit of an inside joke he and I got going because we were talking about end links, right? Which funny enough, man, that stupid end links video that I thought to myself, like, who the hell wants to hear about end links? Everybody, apparently. The question was like, well, how do you make sure that your sway bar and your lower control arm are parallel? And I'm like, well, to be honest with you, I don't take it any further than the old one eye close, right? Like, yeah, we're pretty good, right? Which is way better than whatever, something that you need to be wall-eyed to try to make sure it's parallel. So I said, yeah, it's my certified engineer paralleling degree. I just close one eye and make sure I'm good. But anyway, Bill, thanks for stopping in, buddy. You're always a hoot to bullshit with.
So in other words, when you're trying to align all that stuff, it's sort of like the custom KASL torque spec, just pass a grunt.
Yeah. It's good.
Feels good. Good and tight.
Yeah. As the Germans say, good and tight. Okay, what else do we got in here, boys? Should we go back to this whole, like, I think everybody in here is folks, right? So, should we go back to this, like, and try to rehash what our thoughts are? Because we did just do this on a pod. Yeah. And actually, we should maybe mention that too, guys. So I put a poll up in my community section, kind of where you post pictures on YouTube. And I was like, hey, how many folks listen to our podcast? And surprisingly, I think it was 49% of the folks that voted said they'd never heard of it. And I don't know, Chris and I joke, like, we definitely don't do the best job of promoting it. And I don't know, it's not like we're trying to, but I guess, like, for anyone out there that's looking for more content surrounding these cars, we've got this podcast on Apple and Spotify. So when you're driving down the road, yeah, exactly, rolling in my 5.0, yeah. So we got this podcast, and we yak about everything under the sun, but we're both Fox
6 hour power Oh, I love it.
Yeah, we just put out a heater, an absolute massive monster with 89 screen puff on Instagram, Mr. Joe. Yeah, that was a lot of fun having that chat. But anyway, it kind of surprised us. So we were talking about this. We're like, well, shit. I don't know. Maybe we're just not telling folks about it, or maybe people just aren't podcast listeners. We don't really know. So, but it is out there if you were looking for more content, I guess.
Absolutely.
Oh, Calypso Coyote, folks. He actually messaged me about this the other day. He's got a full Mac, I think all the bits and pieces, headers, pro chamber, catback, everything's in the box. Never been installed.
Man, you know what's funny about Mac is that back when like they were around, like let's just call it like the Fox Body glory days. Some people had it, some people had Flowmaster, some people had Dynamax, some people had Magna, Flow, Ho, whatever. But as a Lightning guy, I still remember I picked up a Mac catback for the same Silver Lightning that I have to this day. Now, it wasn't, I don't have that Mac catback on it now, but the joke in the Lightning community for Mac was make another choice. Did you ever hear that?
Really?
Yep.
No.
So, and it's kind of funny, right? I mentioned this in a video. Well, I haven't released it. I actually literally just recorded it earlier today. Is that it's funny how some mods are acceptable with a certain vehicle where as another vehicle they wouldn't be allowed or socially acceptable in community forums. Like for instance, and I'm just going to give it because it's a very easy analogy to make. So this E60 M5, for instance, you're allowed to chop and delete the mufflers out of this car. You're allowed to just straight pipe it because you want to hear the V10 F1 sound, and nobody's going to get on your back because you chop the mufflers out. If you straight piped a Fox Body and said, oh, hey guys, I want to make my Fox Body louder, I'm just going to take the mufflers out and just straight pipe it, like you would get hung on a forum or on a post on Facebook. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
So it's just weird, right? Like how Mac on a Fox was a great thing, Mac on a Lightning was a wrong thing. And you know what I mean? There's so many different, I guess, examples of what's okay versus what's not, just sort of depending. And it's like, well, who decided? Who said it was okay? And from that point forward, it was, you know what I mean? Nobody was going to give you a hard time about it, even though if it's like improper practice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was acceptable. This makes me think, dude, going to your Beamer example. So I had a 2002 F-150, 5-speed with a 4.6 in it. And these were fairly popular trucks in and around where I grew up, which was pretty hillbilly. You know, the louder, the better type thing. But the go-to mod, oh man, we got more people giving us beer money. Jeez, guys.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you. The go-to mod on those pickups was cutting the muffler off them. And I'm not bullshitting you in any way, shape, or form. They went from just a quiet truck to a nice sounding, you know, you knew it sounded like it had some sort of proper muffler on it. And they just got a really nice sound to them. Funny enough, my buddy had an 02 GT Vert at the same time. He's like, well, fuck, if your truck sounds that good, my car should sound good too. Out came the mufflers. Man, oh man, was that fucking car. It was loud, like wild loud. But it did follow a similar like sound pattern, in all honesty. I don't know, like push rod motors, I don't know. Yeah, unless they're like mud boggers or drag racers or whatever, like wide open with nothing to slow that exhaust down, it gets into that annoying decibel level.
Well, you know what's funny, right? Is my white notch, aka the one that Tom loves. And actually you drove that car, right? All the way up to Dallas.
Right.
And this is a no muffler car. And
Does it have cats
actually,
or anything?
what's that?
Does it have cats? Oh yeah.
It's got 2 BBK high flow cats, and that's it. And it was it's got like a unique sound. Like it almost sounds like it's got a coyote swap without being like annoying like a coyote is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that car does have a sound all its own.
Yeah. And you know what? I like the sound. I don't think it's a bad sound at all.
Yeah. It almost gets into that I don't know, this is maybe a step too far for Fox Body conversation, but it almost gets into that exotic type sound. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. But you know what? And I think it was Joe's Scream Puff, right? That like, you know, he sort of hit the nail on the head that depending on the material that the exhaust is made out of, right? Like if you're stainless or you're steel, if how big your tips are they rolled, are they slash cut? And like another thing, and again, like I hate to do this. Well, you guys are following us, so you know I'm a BMW guy, but like the tips, for instance, on this E39, which like they got, it's the, like they flare up, right?
Up and out.
Yeah, like they got that angle up. Like that makes a huge difference. And man, I wish you were here, Gary, or I wish anybody were here. So I posted up the pictures of the exhaust that was done on the twin turbo car, right? Like all the stainless outfit and stuff on the community tab of my channel. So that same shop that did the exhaust, and it's sitting right here, right? So this is the Stainless Bros exhaust.
Yeah.
But the thing is that with this exhaust right past here on the back side of the muffler where it comes out, like if you could put this in your hand, right? Like
nothing to it.
This right here is pure titanium. This weighs nothing. Like the heaviest part of what I'm holding is that rubber exhaust hanger.
Right.
Like absolutely unreal. So for instance, the way the sound will resonate through this versus stainless versus steel, right? Like all of these things have a serious impact on what that sound is going to sound like when it, you know, hits your eardrum.
Well, and then the gauge too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gauge of steel is huge as well.
Well, and that's, I had this guy, and you know what? I don't think anybody following or logged in right now is going to be aware of this, but like the town where I grew up in, there used to be this speed shop. It was called the Go Shop. And this was like the local, you know, part shop, and he carried all the aftermarket goods. And his name was Brian something. And a lot of people used to call him Blinky. And the joke around Blinky was that he would lie to you. And when he was lying, he'd blink, right? Like in terms of the cost. So everybody would think that like Lion Brian was like trying to pull a fast one on you. So, you know, whatever. He was a guy hustling. He was the only guy in town that would like try and bring in these parts. And like, you got to give respect to somebody who's like trying to do something. And he always had these like knockoff Flowmasters, right? And he'd be like, oh man, they're the same design, same everything. And to your point, the gauge of the steel was the difference. So if you picked up this knockoff, and he would even say, oh, they're still made by Flowmaster, they're just not stamped by Flowmaster. And if you knocked on the housing of that muffler, and then you knocked on an actual Flowmaster, you could hear the difference. It was almost like having kill mat, you know, wrapped around one versus not the other. And it's like, that is what's making the sound. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It matters what it's made out of.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. I had a speaker issue here. Yeah, 1,000%. This gets into stuff that I'm interested in, but I know absolutely nothing about. Like, it's, you know, like wavelengths, vibration.
It's like when you used to like play like for that 1 year of school where you had to like be in band and like they forced you to play the fucking trumpet that you actually sort of kind of gave a fuck because you could like relate it to exhaust tones, but
yeah,
that was the end of it.
Yeah. No way I was playing the skin flute. Fuck that. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Before I forget that titanium bit, for anybody out there that's thinking, you know, a little younger in the years, or maybe you're going on to your second marriage or whatever, and you're considering a wedding band as a guy, for what it's worth, don't buy titanium. And the reason being is the shit goes to hell real fast. Like so that was my the ring I got married in. And I hadn't even done anything with my hands. I just went on a honeymoon with the wife. And I think the most intense thing my hands did, well, other than honeymooning with the wife, was go down some water slides. And my ring was fucked. It looked like I like fell off a pedal bike and skidded down the road on my hands. Whole bottom of it was just blasted. So the stuff doesn't stand up to any sort of abrasiveness, which might be good advice for that guy that's getting titanium tips. If he gets in there with something more than like 4/0 steel wool, they might scour up quite easily.
Right.
And anyway, the solution, tungsten. For anybody that works with their hands, buy a tungsten ring. You can't wreck that shit. I don't care how many times you change, like hold on to the chuck of a drill and fucking rattle it across there. It never marks, ever.
Yeah.
So anyway, random
You know
intel.
what's funny too is a close friend of mine's dad, he was a jeweler, and he actually told me that platinum, because there was that certain like time frame, right, that everybody was on like the platinum kick, and he's like, if somebody lost their platinum ring or bracelet or whatever and it was just laying on the ground, it's like nobody would think twice to even look at it, because like it tarnishes and it will look like absolute dog shit. And like you wouldn't even think twice about it. So it's like not a good metal to have. Like, don't get me wrong, it's worth money, but at the end of the day, it's sort of like the maintenance factor and everything else in order to keep it like pristine is a whole other can of worms.
Yeah. Look at this, from wedding rings to beards. Thanks, Mikey. Yeah, no, I don't know. The other thing too, word to the wise, if you are shopping around, do not buy out of a jewelry store. Sorry, any jewelry store owners, but like they'll absolutely rape you. go on eBay or like Amazon. The one I wear, I got for $20 on Amazon. Buy a 5-pack, put them in your golf bag, whatever, right? The only downfall, apparently, I've never had to have this go through this experience, but apparently you got to like, they can't cut it off you if you bugger your finger up and it's swelling. You got to freeze it and hit it with a hammer.
Yeah, they smash
probably,
it off.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be that enjoyable. Don't look. Wham!
Oh.
So, yeah. So back to the Fox body stuff though, and pricing. There's definitely a lot more popping up around me on the classifieds. I think you might actually mention this on one of the pods, buddy, but you were thinking, you know, like getting, oh no, it was a voice note you sent me and we were bullshitting about like tax time and everything. I think we're going to see like this amount of boxes on classifieds increase going into the spring for sure. Like this whole economic bullshit we're going through. People are going to get tight, you know, sadly, but
there's a small window right now as we're coming into tax season. So like people that actually have returns coming to them, let's just call it like some false hope. And again, I'm like generalizing with what I'm saying right now. There's going to be a little bit of that, but aside from that, like my advice to anybody that's like looking for a Fox, is to wait until after April. Like let spring do its thing, get into summer especially, right? Because there's always like everybody's going to be putting their shit out for way more than it's worth, hoping that they can like unload it, thinking that, oh, we're going into summer, this and that and the next thing. So there's that. And waiting, if you guys are trying to sell your Fox body, like I'd have that shit posted yesterday. Now again, this is like generalistic
intel.
Intel and thoughts. You know, we've just seen some crazy prices go on that Celine SSC and the 93 Cobra R, but guys, none of us that are on here right now have either one of those two cars. So let's be realistic here. You know, with what we've got and what they're worth.
Yeah, agreed. The other thing too is like, who knows what's coming at us in the very near future, right? Depending on what's that, buddy? Oh, your internet went to shit. All right, I'll hold down the fort while Chris's internet went to shit. But I was going to say, depending on, I don't know, like the whole political landscape, like there's a lot of crazy shit coming at us this year. I don't know. Oh, now you're coming back.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Oh man, it just tried to connect to like my old Wi-Fi. You see that comment I just highlighted?
Yeah.
There you go. Make your move. You saw what Zach did to your coupe.
Oh, right. Yeah, no doubt. I don't know if you caught any of that, buddy.
How much will you hook up Gary for? He needs to get some Bourbets, some Bourbets.
Some Borghese. I don't know if I was coming through on your end when you were internet glitching there, buddy, but I was just saying like, you know, we're heading into a crazy year, I think, politically, economically. I think we're all in for a wild ride, like probably one that Stephen King couldn't write a script for what that's all worth. So, yeah, I don't know. Depending on where you're at, I would say if you're in a situation right now where you're like, oof, you know, things are going to get pretty thin here. Soup's going to get thin over the winter months. Hypothetically might have to get rid of the Fox in the spring. I 100% agree with Chris. Like, probably look at jettison that unit right now because there's no telling what, but like it's day to day. I think for anybody that's got their eyes open, you know what I mean? Like the shit that's coming out is just crazy. So who knows what we're going towards, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But there's also the other side of it, right? This is always a 50-50 gamble. Who would have thought, I say this all the time, I know I sound like a broken record, but who would have thought COVID would have thrown everything that you should not spend your hard-earned cash on through the roof? RVs, ATVs, fucking Fox bodies, like everything. You know, I told the story. Our pod hasn't even come out yet, but I sold my C10 thinking like, oh boy, right? Might need to keep the powder dry here going into the next year. And what ends up happening? I probably left 10 grand on the table.
Yeah.
All that shit went through the roof.
Yeah. No, it's, you know, I would post it now, but at the same time, I wouldn't give it away. Like, if you guys are like hard up for the money, I would say it's like one thing, but if you're not hard up and the car doesn't owe you anything, I would say just hold on to it. You know, like if you're just like sort of like hemming and hawing and thinking, the reality is if the prices have been here once, they will get there again.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. It's, and again, there's a lot of variables in here between, you know, is it low mile? Is it original? Is it modified? Is it this? Is it specialty? Is it rare, desirable? All of these different things, like all of those play a factor. However, like as the market comes down a little bit, especially in the average Fox realm of things, you know, as reality sets in, that's gonna, those average cars and everything else are gonna like pull down on what's nearing average and a little bit above average. And I feel like it's one of those things where it's just sometimes it's better to hold on and just wait, allow the recovery to happen because it will, right? And we've talked about this on our pod. There's not that many of these cars left. We haven't figured out how many are left, but we have a pretty good general idea, and it comes down to supply and demand. And these cars that are rusty or have gone through rust repairs or any of that, like there's only a certain amount of life left for a large amount of Foxes out there. So if you're sitting on something that has no rust, that has solid bones, that has like a viable restoration, like opportunities surrounding it, then hold on to it is probably my best advice.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. My buddy Jeremy that I brought up earlier, so he's chiming in here. I think, Jer, if I got this story right, he was actually a big crotch rocket guy. He might have missed you firing up your bike earlier too. Shit. But anyway, and I think it was my green coupe. Jer, correct me if I'm wrong if you're still tuning in here, but I think it was my green coupe that ultimately led him down the Fox body path. He had seen it and whatever. He's a couple years younger than me and stuff. But like, this is a good point. You know,
Are you saying you're an influencer?
No, I fucking hate that word. Never. What were we saying on the pod the other night? Contributor. Yeah.
I don't know. Jesse had a word. I forget what it was. It was pretty gay though.
Contributor sounds like you're the fluffer in a porn or something. But Yeah, I don't know, Jared. He's in Alberta, right? And Alberta always does pretty well financially and economically, but you know, everybody's got their own situation. You never know kind of what everybody's going through. But yeah, if you're getting down to like, you know, the last package of soda crackers and the fox is still in the driveway, I hate to tell you, but sooner rather than later, it is my prediction. Again, I reserve the right to be wrong on that, but that's the way I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just highlighted a comment from Manny and a
Manly and a
Hellcat.
Hellcat.
Yeah. I did have a Ferrari, and I said I would have one by the time I was 30. It was sort of like life strategic planning. And then once I had the Ferrari, I was like, I could probably have 10 Fox bodies if I gave up the Ferrari. And well, look at what I'm sitting in. One of many.
Shitty or not?
I know, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to have another Ferrari someday. I really would. Yeah. That's a whole other conversation.
I've only ever ridden in one. I know no one's gonna feel sorry for me when I tell you the one that I actually rode in, but it was, well, it's actually a pretty good story. Maybe I'll tell the whole story. So my wife bought me this tour of a car collection in Calgary, Alberta, and I didn't know it at the time. Like she kind of not blindfolded me, but like just drove me out in the boonies one day, and we're all sitting around at these mailboxes on a range road, and everybody else starts kind of pulling in. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? And it was out near an airport. And at the time, I was talking about getting my personal pilot's license. It's always been something I've wanted to try to do. Still haven't. Kids got in the way and whatever. I can make all the excuses in the world, but I still haven't got it. So anyway, I'm like, well, maybe she bought me like one of those hour-long deals where the instructor lets you take the controls for a bit, right? Well, I come to find out that's not the case at all. In and amongst this airport is all these hangars. This guy owns like 6 of them, and they're full of cars. So he's got them set up in such a way where you go through like the random stuff, like one-off. He's got like, he's a very all-in type collector. You know, it's not just like American Muscle or whatever. So there was stuff from like movie sets, old like cars from the 30s and 20s, and then as you move down the hangars, we ultimately got to the Italian hangar. And as I walk in, I'm like, holy fuck, there's an F40 sitting there. Like, I've only ever seen these things in magazines and online. I've never, ever, nor did I think I would ever see one in person. So I immediately go to that. It's beside a Countach, which everybody on here is our age. They know we all had them sitting on the wall, but I'm like, I can't even look at the Countach. Like I'm so drawn to this F40. Well, anyway, that's ultimately where the tour ends. And the guy says, all right, guys, you know, I've been talking about this all the way through the tour. I do this all for charity, and your guys' admission fees, I ultimately match and donate it to, it's called AARC, Alberta Adolescent Recovery Center. And he had a son that went left when he should have went right, got into all kinds of bad stuff. And this organization ultimately helped save his kid. So he's a huge supporter of it, and that's why all these donations go to it. He goes, so anyway, at the tail end of the tour, I auction off a ride in any one of these cars that you've currently seen. And I'm immediately like, you got to be fist fucking me. Like, you mean to tell me I have the ability, hypothetically, it's auction style, but I have the ability to maybe ride in that F40? So anyway, I'm doing the look around the room. Like, do we got any heavy hitters here that I got to worry about? Or like, could I maybe get a ride for like $500, right? Well, anyway, the bidding starts. He goes, okay, let's start it at $50. I'm like, I'm in, right? Like, let's do this. So anyway, I think there was 3 of us. out of the gate, and the one guy gave up around $200. Then we crowded 500 quite quickly, just back and forth between me and this gal. And I'm like, I can't figure this gal out. I don't know what she's thinking. Like, are we going thousands? Like, holy shit, this is getting ugly. Well, anyway, every time I bid and he announced another $50 increase or whatever, this bird was on it. I'm like, you know what? I don't know her situation. Maybe she's got more need. Maybe it's for someone else, not well or whatever. I'm just going to gracefully back out. I think I backed out at 550. Mike, it's yours. Take it. So hammer drops. She gets it. And he immediately looks back at me and he goes, hey, are you still in for 550? I'm like, I guess. He goes, all right, we're going to do a runner-up prize. I'm like, no shit. So this is the only time I've ever paid to have a friend in my life, but I paid to ride in a Ferrari F40, $550, best money I ever spent. It was a fucking ride of a lifetime.
So was she like paid to like bid you up though?
It wasn't that big a group. Hey, like there's maybe 25 of us, 30 of us. Like, it wasn't like we're sitting in a banquet hall holding signs, right? It was just a friendly hand up, pretty intimate group. So I don't think so. I think she was there with a guy too. And I don't know what the situation was, but I don't know, call it a sixth sense. Something told me like this really needed to happen for her because she was not slow on the rebids, right? She was hand up.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, no,
But
I can't say I've been in a 5 or an F40, but who's this? My 89 says Ferraris are for people who don't like to drive. So I beg to differ. Number one. Number two, the saying is that, and I'm trying not to fuck this up right now. Bentley is for the driver, Rolls Royce is for the driven. And so I guess if you want to say Rolls Royce, that'd be for the person that doesn't like to drive. Ferrari is 150% for the driver. I will argue that to death. And even my F430, which Zach posted up, he said 355, I think. But it's man, the experience driving a Ferrari, even like I had the F1 transmission, which me and Gary were actually talking about my the new M5 with the SMG.
Yep.
Like, even though you're not shifting gears, don't get me wrong, a manual Ferrari is a manual Ferrari, and that's why a manual Ferrari is worth that much more than one with with an F1 transmission. However, even with the F1, there is no one on this planet that is going to shift faster than that transmission. And it's an experience. Like, when the cars are running, because don't get me wrong, they have their issues. But like, I love that car. It was bucket list. It was the color combo I wanted. You know, it was yellow on black with yellow stitching in the dash and the seats, and the gauge cluster was yellow. Love the car. Absolutely did. And if it wasn't for importation, waiting 15 years for Canada or 25 years for the US, I would have kept the car. I honestly would have. It's completely different. Like, you and Gary, I'm sure your ride in the F40, and that being even older technology and everything else, like, you just can't compare that to a Fox body. You can't.
Yeah. It you know what, buddy? I've actually got videos of it on here too. I'll try and pull those up while I'm talking, but I will say, like, it actually had some people might murder me for this, but like it almost had some Fox body feel to it just because it was a car from the 90s, you know, or
Oh,
no, was it 80s? Yeah, it
that's
was
just
pretty much
it though. Like the
87.
Ferrari is not refined. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like you feel what's going on. Like it might look luxurious, but guys, like you got to remember, a Ferrari is a Ferrari because it is lightweight. It is nimble. It's designed, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it might have Italian leather. Yeah, it might have a way better paint job, or it might have ceramic brakes that are worth so much more. But like at the end of the day, that's just a body on a chassis trying to go really fast. Oh, look at that.
This is riding in it. Like it's got a carpet dash. The other special thing with this car is it was one of like a very limited amount that had AC.
So you were keeping cool.
Yep. But so check this out. In true Fox body format, surprise, surprise, we get back, there's problems. How do I make this fucking screen bigger? Yeah, so like here we are. It's on jacks. He's going to fire it up. I don't know why I can't get sound on here for you guys. Fires it up, throws it in gear. We're listening for this rattle and shit. Yeah, pretty wild times.
Crazy.
Actually, here's another one. Part of this deal was I got to ride in this is a real deal Shelby, like Cobra. You know, like the $2 million friggin' Barrett Jackson ordeal.
It's like not a kit car.
Nope, not at all.
So what track is that you're on?
This is right out by that airport. It's just outside of Calgary called Springbank Airport. And what ended up happening, so he'll do a bunch of people, like, because he does these tours quite often. And I should mention, you know, anytime you hear a car collection, I think a lot of people, at least I do, I always think like, oh, this guy's one of those fucking whatever people, right? Not at all. Like this guy was, no one for the longest time even knew about this car collection. And then he wanted to do something ultimately to give back to this AARC that helped his kid out. And his wife suggested, she's like, why don't you do tours of your car collection? And it took him a long time to even warm up to the idea of doing it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is he's a super humble guy, right? But anyway, I was one of like 4 or 5 other people from various tours that went on this cruise that day. So somebody wanted this Cobra to come out. I wanted the F40 to come out. There was oh shit, what are those called now? It's a rear engine Italian car. Fuck, I've got pictures of it here somewhere. Geez, let you guys in on all my hey, check this out. How do I blow that up? There it is.
Nice.
Mr. Van Winkle.
Right on.
I wonder if Frosty Silver Fox is in this in our video still. He'll know some of these faces. I should probably not incriminate myself with a lot of these photos. I'll maybe look for this while I'm not presenting. How do I fucking end this?
Fuck. What do we got here?
Yeah, I'll find these pics. I'll find the pics of all the cars. Shit, I should know the name of this damn car now.
Trying to scroll through some of these comments here. If you both, okay, cool. Echo.
Hey, Fox Body Joe's in the video,
he?
eh?
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm not ready for 6 more hours. I'm just saying. Oh, Fox Body Horror. There we go. Keeping, yeah, Zach, we're keeping them up to 10 after 1 in the morning. If you do your own shit like Infamous, I guess, but most Ferrari owners, they don't drive more than 300 miles a year. You know what though? It's funny because Sean, who's passed out over there, which if you guys have been tuned in long enough, you would have seen him pass out. He's still KO, like way too many hard T's. So he was looking up at the strawberry car, right? And he's like, "Oh man, when's the last time like that car has been out?" And I'm like, "Actually, Brittany drove that to Radwood back in like April. That's the last time his car's been on the road." And funny enough, I just started it up 2 days ago. Both cars. I had to move a bunch of shit out of the way because I was doing the painting the floor of Justin's Black Notch. And so I was moving stuff out, and I'm like, you know what? Battery, tire, check, all that good stuff. And fired up the strawberry car. Sure enough, idle surging to like 2000 RPM. Had to hit it with the hammer, like a couple little love taps. Idle came back down. But yeah, man, too many car problems.
Okay, folks, it was a D Tommaso Pantera. Here, do this again. Share screen, just so everybody knows what the hell I'm talking about. One of these units.
Oh, Gary, answer this question.
Uh-oh. Kenny Bell setup going on the coupe. Why revert back to non-intercooled setup as opposed to intercooled? Oh, geez, Jer. Yeah, Chris, fuck, look at him giggling already, the fucker.
Let me go get a beer.
You
while
gotta
collect your words.
All right. Fuck, I think my heater's stuck on too. I'm like starting to sweat. Jesus Christ.
Are you changing the subject?
No, I know. I'm not trying to whatever skirt around
Hey,
this
somebody
one.
asked a question about SN95 cars. I'll just change the subject while you're trying to think of words about the Kenny Bell. Maybe one day they'll be worth something, right? Like I started this one up and moved it out of the garage the other day. That's about it.
Beautiful car. I've seen that one in person too. Okay, yeah, Joe, you nailed it. So, Jer, I mean, because this thing was air to air, I don't know how many people are interested in this or how technical you want me to get on it, but essentially, those Kenny Bell blowers never came intercooled. There's a guy that I always forget his name. I'm sorry for whatever that's worth, but there's a fellow out there that took it upon himself to intercool or find a way to intercool those Kenny Bell blowers because they're very prone to heat soak, and that's a killer when you're trying to make power. So anyway, this one was intercooled at one point in time. Cheers. Yeah. Was intercooled at one point in time, and then it was converted back to whatever OE format. Essentially, it was welded up. All right. The intercooled, oh shit, my wife's calling me. The intercooled format of this at the time that I was wondering which direction I should go, I wasn't sure how effective air to air would be. I almost saw it as like more work for not a whole lot of gain when it came to like trying to keep one of these units cool. So the next, I guess, step in the thought process was, well, why don't I just spray it with meth? Which I know that's a whole topic in itself, right? Obviously, meth is not indefinitely in the tank. You can run out of it, so on and so forth. But it did seem like possibly a more effective way to cool this thing than air to air, or at least the appreciation that I had of the air to air system at the time. I've since come to find out that the way this guy manufactured this air to air intercooler system was quite ingenious. So, sorry, I'm trying to talk with my hands here, but I'd almost have to like have one in front of me and point it all out. It didn't seem like the way it was designed, it was a closed loop, which would ultimately like force air to go through that intercooler, but it actually ends up it is. These things got like blocked off inside the outlet and ultimately opened up. Now it is air to air. Chris had mentioned to me that he had these like bullet style. I wonder, hey buddy, if you can still hear me, grab one of those bullet style intercoolers that you got there that you picked up with that lightning motor. And these bullet style units, I mean, they're just like imagine a bullet, but like just a bigger cylinder that you can run coolant through, which seems like a more effective way to cool air down. Anyway, I'm all over the place here. And then the other thing that I was like a little bit concerned about was essentially like, it's almost like opening up an already open wound. Oh, you guys are going to see my, we got to talk about this. This is quite funny. These fucking bubbles that I get on my side. Did they do it? Oh, there's one. Okay. Here's the bullet style coolant fed. What would you call that? Water to air?
Yeah.
Intercooler. Yeah. This seems like a proper idea to me, like doing something to that effect versus an air to air system. So anyway, yeah, back to where I was at. I didn't want to like reopen up what had already been re-welded again. And to be honest, Jared, like when you see a lot of this, there's not a lot of meat to work with. Like as this thing's all been ground out and closed off and welded up again, it's almost like you're getting to the point of no return. So like even to open that all up again, I think you're almost, you might be able to do it, but it's going to look like a mess. So long story short, I'm working with what I got. I've actually got the outlet sitting in the back of my truck right now. I'm going to go down to my buddies and start cleaning it up, see if I can make it look like it's supposed to, like an OEM outlet that Kenny Bell would have sold. And I need to fab in the bypass valve that Kenny Bell kind of designed these things to have once they figured out, because the original ones never came with this bypass valve. And then they're like, why are we boosting these motors at idle? Because that's the thing with a twin screw, right? You're just constantly force feeding that motor air. And then they went, well, why don't we put a vacuum operated bypass valve in there that puts a path between the inlet and outlet. So when you're sitting there in an idle, you're not force feeding your motor air. So I got to put that bypass valve in, get the meth kit, and ultimately clean that outlet up, and then I can start bolting it all on. So hopefully that all made sense. Long-winded way of saying I'm an idiot.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
It's just weird, right?
It's
like,
actually,
for somebody,
you know what,
like,
dude? Sorry to cut you off. I got photos, the one that I sent you. I'll put those up so you guys can kind of see what the hell I'm talking about here. Okay, share screen again.
So I was just gonna say, like, it's not Gary's fault. So before actually I go any further, so Gary, if
somebody hadn't, the person that you bought the blower off of, if they
Yep.
hadn't tried to reverse the intercooled setup, would you have kept it intercooled?
100%. I would have. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the answer everybody wanted to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. So what you're looking at here, folks, I mean, this is the outlet side of the blower. And it ultimately force feeds air over and down into, your standard 8-hole intake. Now there's that button. There it is. So this is looking at the inlet side coming right off the blower. So this, well, I think you guys are probably smart enough to figure this all out, because you can see the blue here, that bolts to here, right? And what they do is they block this side off. You can see this has all been augered out. That gets blocked off so that you're ultimately forcing air through that intercooler before it gets shoved back down into the motor. So you're getting a full-blown cool air. And Chris and I kicked this around because we didn't know what kind of engineering went into this. And we're like, well, why would you intercool it if this isn't blocked off? And as it turns out, people block it off. And now when you're like this bottom edge here, I don't know how well that's showing up on everybody's screens, but like it is as thin as you think it is. Like we're talking a 1/16 of an inch. And now this obviously bolts down to like the business end of that blower. So not the end of the world, I guess, but I don't know. We're running out of material, I guess is what I'm saying. So to redo this all in an intercooled format, I think I'd feel safer doing it with like a fresh outlet side to intercool it. You got fuck all to even weld to here, like on the bottom side.
Yeah. Stang
And how do you
channel,
cut that piece?
You missed a lot. I'm just saying.
What do we got here?
Oh, you just asked
Oh.
like sucks I'm late. What did I miss? I'm like, you missed a lot.
Yeah. Oh, that was easy. I've got some pics of that thing when I first got it here. I'll try and pull up so everybody knows, like, if you've missed my video, what it looks like.
So honestly, I'm excited for you to get that on your car. And
Yeah.
the reason why I say that is because I had actually never driven a Fox with the Kenny Bell blower until the black and gold Celine Vert that I had here.
Oh yeah.
And driving it around, it was actually plumbed and wired up for meth as well. Like the meth wasn't there, and it was in normal fall conditions in Texas. And it actually impressed me quite a bit. That
really, eh?
Just the way, like I said it in my video, but I think it's worth me saying now on a live, because I'm going to say the same thing, but I think it's good to reinforce my ultimate opinion, is that it's just like a different kind of power, right? Because like the Stalker Vert's got the S trim on it, and I've had numerous Foxes with Vortex or Power Dynes or Prochargers or anything else, but to have the root style blower on a Fox, it's just there. And I know there's the heat issue, which you're going to rectify with the meth. Like, and again, you're in Canada. It's not like you're competing against Southern Texas or Florida or Dubai heat.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be really happy with it. So
yeah,
that's that point. On another point, the I've noticed, well,
I sort of noticed, and then Jerry made a point of it. He's like, man, every time I watch you and Gary's videos, I play a drinking game with myself. And I said, oh, really?
Uh-oh.
He's like, yeah, every time that one of you say ultimately, I drink. And I'm like, I'm not going to drop another F-bomb right now. Like I could, because I don't think we're monetizing this. But I'm like, and actually, is another one. That was one like that I battled probably like 2 years ago. I felt like I said a lot, to the point where I was trying to like edit or like clip that out every time that I would say it. And it's like now I've resorted to using the term ultimately, and then I realized how much you say ultimately, and now I'm questioning which one of us two dumbasses started saying this and picked up on the other one, or maybe it was just both in our vocabulary. I have no idea. But note to self, we say that a lot.
Ultimately, I'm about to show you some photos. I think it's because we're deep thinkers in our own mind. So it's like you get to like one stage of what you're trying to say, and then it's like, but ultimately, right? It's the whole next level of it. So you know what, Jared? Eat shit. Okay, I'll just share these photos quick, folks. It sounds like there's some more Kenny Bell conversation going on here in the deal, but or the chat. Okay, share. Here's how this unit looked when I got it. Okay, that's just a top view. So yeah, this is the one side of it all welded up. And then the other side is this, like this side kind of makes sense. This other side, I can't imagine how puckered that guy's ass was when he first cut the other side open, because you're dealing with a bolting surface as well. I mean, there's not a lot to work with here. So they'd run a pipe off of this side, a pipe off of this side, ultimately get it down into like cold air territory in the front of the car, kind of down by your rad support, and do an air-to-air system. And I mean, Chris has got videos on this too, guys. Like if you're curious, he pulled that all out of that black coupe that he's working on. So yeah, that whatever was all, oh, this is me trying to figure out what size pulley I got and shit on here. But so anyway, this all needs to be cleaned up, and I don't know, because I want it to obviously look good under the hood. But and then yeah, this bypass valve is going to go from here and come over to this. I don't know if, I think this is actually carbon fiber. It's like a carbon fiber block off plate, and it just kind of ties your inlet and outlet together so that you're not throwing boosted air at your motor at idle. But yeah, while I got that up, am I changing anything else in the motor? No, it's not like I always wanted to like throw some sort of forced air system at this car. It's definitely not overbuilt, like under the heads, to be honest with you. Like I didn't even put studs on it. I just put a new set of head bolts on it. So maybe shame on me a little bit. But the next step of this car's never-ending iterations, we talked about this on the last pod, how I'll never sell it and how much I wouldn't take for it and all that good stuff. That's funny. Maybe we can go back to that in a minute. But like I thought, okay, yeah, I'll put a blower on this and see what that's all about. With as awful as this might sound, my thought has always been like, if that motor lets go, it's lived its life. It lets go. It's by no means anywhere near it as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, by putting this blower on, am I panicked about something letting go? Not really. Because the ultimate goal, and this is just the way my mind works and where I'd like to see that car go to, is like 408 stroker with some sort of like a forced air system on it. I think that's the ultimate small block Fox body program. But yeah, there was a point in time I looked at the Coyotes. For anybody that might light me up over that, when they first came out, okay, for what that's all worth. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's hopefully I answered that question. So yeah, the bottom end of that car, the block's been re-honed in a driveway on a warm day in February in Calgary, Alberta. Like, I fucking hand honed that thing. My neighbors thought I was nuts.
Markings on the cylinder walls.
Yeah, I was trying to get rid of them. I'm out there with a plug-in drill. It's like, for the Americans, it's like 30 degrees, right? Canadians, it's about 2. And I'm out there just hand bombing a ball hone, which still lives over there. It's only been used once, 4-inch ball hone. Use a machine shop. Don't be an idiot like me. But anyway, then it was re-ringed. Pistons were cleaned up and dropped back in, re-bearinged. And then the heads got bolted onto it. So that's the bottom end story of that motor. So if she lets go, which I don't think it will, let's be honest, okay? There might be some like heavy-footed folks in the chat room right now, but like, how hard are we beating on these things, guys? Like, really, truly? Chris, to your point about like warm air, cold air, I handpick my days that I go out. You know what I mean? It's not an AC car either. So like, you got to make it enjoyable. You go out in the evening or early morning, if you even do, sad as that is to say, But anyway, okay, what else we got here? Will. Okay, okay. Actually, I don't know if I should say this on here. I'll come back to this. Okay. William's definitely been listening to the pod. Can you see that comment?
Which one? What does it say?
That blower would look good at Ford World headquarters.
Oh, it absolutely would. I saw another comment saying about our trip down to Detroit.
Yeah. Actually, hey, okay. Mark 8 here. Hey, buddy, and thanks for watching. I do see. It's funny how you recognize like handles, folks' names, hey, in the comments and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of a funny thing. I mean, I think Chris and I, other than like videos 10 years ago or 12, and I think the guy that you find 10, 12 years ago, he was the guy that was ultimately intercooling these.
Ultimately.
All right. Shit. Okay, everybody drink.
Drink.
I got to get a beer. He was the guy that was intercooling these things or like figured it all out. It's shitty actually, because I don't think he understood. And now I got to preface this and say none of us really understand how YouTube works, but he definitely didn't understand how to title videos so they could be found. Like, you really got to get in the guts of YouTube to find that guy's videos. And they're 12-year-old tech. So like real shitty filming and stuff. But he was the guy that was, I think he, like during his whole transition, like build process, whatever, his car went from like somewhat a stock 302, maybe it was a 306. And then he went 363, all with this Kenny Bell. And he was intercooling it at the time and he documented it all. Some pretty neat videos. But other than that, yeah, Chris and I, we're the only two that seem to be putting anything up on the web about these damn blowers.
Man, they seem to be coming out of the woodwork for us too, which is crazy.
It's so crazy, guys. Chris and I talk about this all the time. Like we said just the other day, we both got like damn near identical hatches that people want us to work on. The Kenny Bell blower stuff literally like came at the same time. Like neither of us planned this. It just literally shows up on our laps at the same time. It's super odd.
Yeah. Oh, look at this one. Augusto
Brazil.
Nito. from Brazil, man. So, are there fox bodies in Brazil? I want to know
Yeah.
this.
Oh yeah. Will, you got a great point, buddy. There's a video, guys. I got it saved somewhere. Like it was back in the forum days. One of the first coyote swaps I was aware of. And it's a guy in a silver coupe with his phone on the pavement, and he's doing pulls like away from his phone. I don't know the setup on that car, but man, it sounded unbelievable. And like third gear, like breaking loose almost still like, oh, it was, yeah. I'm like, that's the route. Coyote's the way to go.
No, Godzilla is the way to go, and that's why William's asking the question. So,
Ultimately, it is.
man, drink.
I gotta get a beer.
So, William, I'm assuming you go by Bill, but man, drop me an email. I'll get I can get you sorted out with a Godzilla, no problem, man. Push rod all the way. 7.3 liters versus your wide 5.0 Coyote. Nonsense. Just saying.
So there's a fella on Instagram posted just the other day, a Godzilla swap fox. Pardon me, I forget the name, like what cat back he had on it, but he said, I think he like kind of led everyone to believe in the description that like this was first start and hopefully it sounds good, or hopefully it sounds like a fox. I mean, I'll say it had fox feel to it, but it wasn't a fox, if I'm being honest. Like it didn't sound like what everyone's picturing.
No, nothing's gonna sound like that. I think that's just I feel, how am I trying to say this right now? If you want that sound, then don't expect the power. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like because I think like, you're gonna. It's gonna be like driving a.
Like if you took a fox, like there's no fox, like a 302, like our 5.0, right? That makes 500 horsepower is gonna sound like the 5.0 that we're used to with 2-chamber Flowmasters.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've yet to ride in anything that's got that new 7.3 in it, but what I would expect or assume would be kind of like if you've ridden in anything with an LS, right? Like, not to say that they're like complete dogs in the lower RPM range, but they like to operate around $3,000, right? Like that's their happy point. So yeah, I don't know. And whatever, there's fixes for that, I guess.
Godzilla,
hey, there's something here.
Seem like overkill. I don't think so.
It's a lot of displacement, but like it's a small package. 7.3 liters sounds big, but like the way it's designed, it's not.
It's only 430 out of the gate, you know, like that's not ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
Okay, there was something here on that that new twin screw that's just breaking the internet. The Harrup.
What, the Harrup?
Where is that? Yeah, the hair lip.
Yeah, so somebody said that you should just do a Harrup, and I agree. So well, I think we had somebody from Australia earlier. So cheers to the Harrup, because that's actually quite the popular, or becoming a Godzilla trend now.
Okay.
So Harrup is like the Australian Whipple.
Yeah. Yeah, they look damn near identical too. I've heard, so when this first thing came out, I sent it to a friend of mine. No names mentioned, but just for what it's worth, on good authority, or he comes on good authority, has not had good experience with their lower intakes in anything Chevy related. Oh, this is our Brazil guy. Good night, bud.
Good night, man. Thank you for tuning in. Did he say they have Fox bodies in Brazil?
No, but there is something else in here that mentioned that there's some crazy builds in Brazil. Oh, my 89 talked about that.
Oh, he doesn't speak English.
Oh shit. Okay. What's C? Oh, there's my thumb. Now everybody can see what I'm talking about when we're doing this. I got to see if I can get it to do other things.
Gracias.
No, it's not doing it. Can I do the balloons? There they are. So if you guys listen to the pod, you ever hear us laughing about this? I don't know how to shut this shit off on my computer. Anyway, back to my point. On good authority, a lower intake from these fellas leaked like a sieve. Like, I mean, to the point, I think they were running this like trumpet style intake system on it. You could apparently like cover each one of the trumpets.
I like what you did there.
What?
Are you switching ultimately to apparently?
Oh, maybe. I'm interchanging. So apparently you could cover up each one of the trumpets and this thing would stay running. Like, that intake leaked so bad. So anyway, I don't want to sewer anybody here, obviously, right? The fact that these guys are going to great lengths to build something for the push rod motors that we love, I hope it's going well. I just know there's a big price tag attached to this, and I have one opinion that comes on pretty good authority that he's had bad experiences, but for whatever that's all worth, I don't know. But yeah, those things look sexy. I mean, keep in mind, now this is something I don't think a lot of people are taking into consideration on this. Like, you got to go coil on plug. Like, there's no room for a distributor anymore, guys. That's gone, right? Like, there's a lot. You're not just bolting this blower on like the Kenny Bell, right? We're talking crank position sensor. Like, you got to do some major changes to run that blower. So don't think you're getting out of the woods just by spending 10 grand and buying one of those twin screws, for what that's worth. Have you thought that much about it, buddy? Like, you've seen the pictures of this thing, right?
Yeah. Well, I have. It's only money.
Yeah. Times are tough. Have a snuff.
Oh, what do we got here?
Jared.
Texas and a heated garage surrounded by Fox bodies. Well, I got some BMWs too, but yep.
Okay, we got a Foxtoberfest question.
Yeah, are you coming? Are you going?
I know we got to figure this all out. So we've been
Let's check
bullshitting
in
back
on
and
Sean
forth.
real quick.
Okay. Hey, what do you call a toque down in Texas? Just a hat?
No, beanie.
Oh, beanie.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So Cali Vert, is this Hector? I wonder if this is Hector.
Oh,
that
cool
looks like pretty big rims. Looks like big rims on that car. It might be Hector. So I don't know, man. Maybe there's lots of talk about me putting a lot of miles on this summer. I got to find the damn time. Obviously the finances too, right? Everybody's feeling that one, but time will be everything.
Hey, Gary.
I know there is some guys. Yep.
Read that comment.
Neo Estao Nintendo. Is that Nintendo? Sorry, buddy. I'm murdering your language. I know it's a beautiful language. Nada más vocês seo legas. I'm going to go with that means good things.
I see a thumbs up. Hey, can you make the
Come on, where's the
balloons
bubble?
do that thing again? Because you're on the Apple.
Somehow it doesn't
Somebody
when I
else
do
said
peace
that
sign.
every time there's balloons that they drink. It's like a
Oh.
drinking game live. There we
Salud.
go. Salud. So, hey, maybe that's an angle. Drinking with Tip and KASL.
That could be our live thing.
Yeah, maybe. Like, how many people would like to just like drink with us randomly on a Saturday night? We could make this like a weekly thing, you know?
Right. We could. But we will not be responsible for any divorces that take place. That's our disclaimer.
Hector here. No shit. It's Hector.
It is Hector. This is a good dude for anybody wondering.
Man, I
We
love
met him at
Hector, man. Man, and I feel bad for Hector because he got so discouraged because his one of his skirts got all messed up right
Oh,
before
no.
Foxtoberfest, and he was like, "Man, that's it. I'm going home. I'm done." And Hector, you can correct me if I'm wrong. And then all these people posted like, "Man, don't even worry about it. It's not a big deal." You know what I mean? Like, shit happens, right? Like, we drive these cars, and you know what I mean? You can pull up too close to a curb. Someone can run out in front of you. Like, stuff happens. It's just the risks that we take when we drive these cars. So
Yeah.
just
Anybody in the Cali area, check out Hector Iron Painting on Facebook. These guys build some wild stuff. Steel iron gates and fences and all kinds of cool stuff. And he builds some sick cars too. So Hector, what's up, brother? Okay, we got some other good stuff here too. Bill, 25 years ago, BBK for a short time makes a rude style blower that bolted kind of right to the side of the engine. You guys know anything about that? I kind of do, Bill. What the hell was that now? A BBK blower. Wonder if the Google find knows anything about that.
I feel like I've seen that. It's like once. You know, like when you see like that weird random post and somebody puts it up and it's like, "Oh, hey, look at this."
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was definitely one of those, which BBK is almost a controversial conversation, I feel.
These days,
Absolutely.
I've had some quality control issues for sure.
Yeah.
BBK Supercharger, maybe? You got to outthink
there we
Google
go.
here on the search terms. I'm just
man,
kind of
everybody
getting
go
new
check out
age
Hector,
now.
man. Like, Hector has like ultra rare, like 20-inch Cobra R wheels. I'm not sure. I know you're gonna correct me there. I don't know if they're 4 or 5 lug. He had them on his red vert the year both me and Gary did Foxtoberfest, so that would have been what, 2022. And then last year he had them on a black vert, which I want to say was red and he painted black. I could be wrong with that, but man, look killer. Man, it was like slam down, big wheels. Loved it.
So are you seeing this, bud?
Sort of. I'm gonna try and zoom in
So,
if I can.
Bill,
There
I don't
it
know
is.
if
Yeah,
this is
I
it,
have
buddy.
seen that. I've seen that.
The Supercharger. Kind
Man,
of a whoever
that might as
whoever
well
was in the
be like,
marketing department.
dude, that might as well as be a bilge pump out of a boat, like sold as an electronic supercharger. It looks hideous.
It ain't that sexy, is it?
Like, I don't even
Yeah.
know if I'd want that. Like, power versus like people making fun of me for my engine bay. Just saying.
Right. Well, I'm trying to figure out like where's the inlet side? Must go down into the wheel well or something. I don't know.
Oh man, I messed up my screen here.
I don't know if I can make that
Sorry,
any bigger,
folks. You're
folks.
seeing my fingers because I'm trying to get my screen back.
No, that made it smaller. Shit.
Oh man, I
What
love
the
this.
hell am I doing?
That looks like it'd be on a Buick. Man, it's so true.
Yeah. She's not sexy. It's
No.
not that big either. I wonder
Is
like
that
if
what she
this would
said?
even compare to yeah, every damn time. Well, there's some guys on the interwebs that are farting around with these like AliExpress blowers and stuff. Actually, I think what's the guy there? Oh shit, not Hoarder. I can see his face, shaved head. He does small block and LS stuff, small block Ford and LS stuff. I know somebody's got to be thinking the guy's name. He's kind of intense, pretty good shape. Fuck, what's this guy's name? Shit. Anyway, he's had. Yeah. I think he's done some stuff with these like Amazon and blowers or whatever. So yeah, I guess that's the unit.
Richard?
I've never seen one in person. Richard Holdner, I think it is. That's him.
Thanks, Zach.
Oh, Zach is on it. Thanks, boys. Yeah. We all watch the same shit, right? Yeah. That's the guy.
Oh, Brazil guy. Look at this. He knows he saw the E39. Thumbs up. Give some balloons, Gear. Time to drink.
Come on. if anyone's watching this and like just tuned in, come on, do the deal.
Oh, that's it. You're
I don't
cut
know,
off,
guys.
man. No more balloons for you.
I don't know. Won't do it now. See if oh, there they are. Everybody drink.
There you go.
Hey.
Cheers.
Salud. Okay. What else do we got? Okay. We got a little envy going on. Heated garage. Man, am I behind on this shit?
Oh, I love this. Put your drink up. Maybe that'll cause the balloons to go.
Oh, okay. Joe apparently can translate our boy from Brazil. I don't understand anything, but you're cool. Well, right on. That works. He's probably wondering. He would be the guy we'd have to worry about right now as I'm doing peace signs and nothing's happening. Because he's like, what are these idiots doing?
Oh, my.
Okay, my 89's getting at her. That's good. Oh my God, am I ever back on these comments?
Gang signs, balloon drinks, cheers.
Okay, yeah, Jarrett. So he's a Canadian. We could drag him along on this road trip we're talking about.
Yeah. So how many people that are watching right now that know 92 Silver Fox, how many people think that his car is real and not photoshopped? Let's see.
Now we got to wait for the comments to flow in.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Doesn't know. Okay. Interesting. Got to know
It's all
Zach
fake.
on the grams.
Man, like he had that shit parked on some train tracks, like it was gonna get run over, you know?
Yep.
Oh, I like that comment.
There you go. I know. Well, that's the thing I've been joking about too.
Like this isn't even like like who's faster or like a call out on a drag strip. This is just a call out to bring your car and show it at a show, you know?
She's going to the big D.
Going to the D.
It's happening.
We're holding you to that. It's going, I swear.
I think he brought the Civic down last time, the old Warhorse.
I know, and he like posts up pictures of the Civics like it's cool and stuff.
All right, everyone is apparently drinking in the chat room. This is awesome. Holy shit, I gotta take a log off the fire here, boys.
Well, I guess I'll have to entertain everyone while Gary is going and doing. Oh, he's
Hey, are
back.
you hearing my heater tonight?
What's that?
Are you hearing the heater tonight? Usually you do.
Oh man, no, because like I'm for whatever reason, like I've got my phone on speaker, but it's coming through like the normal earpiece, so it's quiet. So I wouldn't know whatever's going on.
Oh, look at oh. Joe might be onto a name here. The Foxtrot. Hey?
Oh, there you go.
Hey, actually, so our pod that's coming out on Monday, roll into my 5.0, selfless plug there. Joe, you came up in conversation, and there's something that I caught on to that I don't know what's going on the big island there, but we got a feeling. I don't even know if I should say it. Should I say it?
Yeah, just say it. It's live.
We have a feeling that Scream Puff might be making her way to the mainland. I don't know
And
if you're
if he
going to bite on
does,
this.
it'll be the only reason I attend Foxtoberfest 2024.
That's a big draw, that one. Well, for
I'm gonna
anyone
shake that motherfucker's hand.
that knows and loves 89 Scream Puff, Joe. Yeah, okay, here the comments are flying now. Yeah.
That's it. You know what? It's like peer pressure. So even if that wasn't what he was meaning, we'll just like force him to doing so.
Right.
We will influence the attendance.
Uh-oh. And and the warden's listening, he says too.
Oh, what
Hey,
does
Joe,
that mean? Hold on.
Yeah, Joe, we need a translation, buddy.
Dude has too many to not show. That's true. Like, man, I got a lot of foxes, but like seriously, like Joe's not too far behind me. Like Joe could legitimately start Hawaii 5-0, like the new version.
Right. Poor Zach. He's just feeling it here. My wife got after me about my fucking car. She wants it to be driven again. Okay. Yeah. No, it's true, man. The guy, like he's the infamous project out in the middle of the ocean.
Hawaii. Yeah, he's tip Hawaii. You know what? Maybe I should just like branch out over there. I'll just like, you know, franchise.
Just the tip.
Yeah. Tip of the volcano.
Hey, we need a Sean update. Is he still breathing? You might want to check his pulse.
Guy comes over, says he wants to party and have a good time, and he fucking passes out after 2 drinks. Although, oh fuck, where is those cans? So, were you here when I was talking about those? Hold on. So,
What are
I told
those?
you about these boozy iced teas, right?
Yeah.
So this is an 8% version,
Oh my. That's high
right?
test.
Yeah, no, these motherfuckers are good. So he showed up with a bag full of these that he got at the QT petrol station, not too far away.
Ah.
And yeah, man, he got the hiccups. I think he was drinking before he showed up because like nobody just gets the hiccups unless they've been
No.
drinking a lot. So he's like hiccuping for like 30 minutes straight. And I'm like, man, do I need to scare you? Put a scary movie on? Like, maybe you should try drinking upside down. And then he's like, man, I got my vertigo, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, no, he had one more and that was it. He was passed out.
Okay, real quick here. Joe's got the translation. Success and happiness to all. I think he's already gone. He was going to bed, but thank you there, bud, from Brazil. Hey, you want to hear a
Absolutely.
funny story?
Hold on, I
Your-
gotta
your
plug my
hiccup-
phone in.
Okay. Your hiccup story made me think of this, and I've been meaning to find a way to bring this up on our pod, but for what it's worth, I'll tell it on the live. This has got absolutely nothing to do with cars. Actually, a motorhome is about as close as it gets.
Motorhome.
Yeah. So, me and two buddies, they were actually kind of clients of mine when I worked in the oil field. We decided we're going to go down to Washington State University. We're going to watch a football game for homecoming weekend, right? Big weekend. Everybody piles back into town and goes for that game. So I thought, well, let's do it upright. We'll rent a motorhome and we'll drive her down there and we'll hoop it up. We'll tailgate. We'll do the whole bit, right? Because for the Canadian listeners out there or viewers, you can't drink at college football games in the States. There's at least the ones I've attended. There's no booze there, right? You get boozed up before you go. Well, anyway, as we get on the road, we're leaving Canada. The one guy says, all right, listen, boys, I've been on a rough go here for the last couple of weeks. He says, we took our beer league hockey team over to Germany. Oh, fuck, here's my bubbles again. We took our beer league hockey team over to Germany and played in this hockey tournament. He goes, I've been drinking German Steins and eating meat and cheese for the last 2 weeks straight. He says, I'm all bunged up. Like I haven't shit properly. He goes, to be honest with you, I haven't even shit. Like, oh my God, like 2 weeks? That's crazy, right? Well, anyway, big joke. Off we go. We get down there. The first night, we get after it real good. The one guy's buying Burt Reynolds shots in the bar, throws up all over the place. Like it's just out of control. Next morning, we go for breakfast. And the topic of conversation, the guy's name's Mike that was in Germany and hadn't shit in a while. I said, Mikey, how you feeling? He goes, still nothing. I'm like, well, dude, we're at Denny's, right? Coffee, greasy food. This should help. We leave there, nothing. Day goes on. We go for burritos or something, eats again, nothing. And this guy's putting groceries down pretty heavy, right? Lots of them too. And nothing's moving. So he goes, okay, we're going to go to the bar that night. He goes, I think I should probably go get some X-Lax. Like, I got to do something. This has to happen. I'm like, not before you go to the bar, man. Like, I said, have you been in a college town? I'm like, you piss in a trough and you shit in a hole. Like, don't do this to yourself, right? He's like, I gotta. So here's 3 30-year-old guys in a town that's got people in it, max age is 21, right? And we're standing at the pharmacy buying shit pills when everyone else is buying contraceptives for the evening, right? Domes. He buys his Turbo Lax. We go to the bar. I warned him again. I said, don't do it. This is going to be a disaster, right? He goes, I gotta. He hammers 2 of them and leaves the package on the table, puts them down with a beer, right? I'm reading the package and it says, take one at a time. And he went for 2 of these big goddamn horse pills. So, whatever, right? 3 guys, standard issue in a bar. Everybody kind of goes their own direction, doing their thing, carrying on. We circle back together. I said, Mikey, how you doing? He goes, still nothing. I'm like, what are you going to do? He goes, I think I'm going to take 2 more. I'm like, Mike, you're swallowing sticks of dynamite, dude. Don't do this to yourself, okay? He takes 2 more. Carry on, carry on, carry on. Long story short, he takes 6. He takes 2 more again. 2, 3 times. We go back to the RV, right? We're done for the night. Everybody goes to bed. I'm the littlest guy on the trip, so I got hosed in like the overhood bed, right? Like the bunk deal that comes over the front end. Anyway, about, I don't know, 6:37 the next morning, I got to pee. I come rattling down the ladder. Burton and Mike, they're both still passed out. I crack open the door to that bathroom, dude, and there is shit from lino to lights. Like, it's everywhere. I'm like, what happened in here, dude? It's on the shower curtain. It's all over the place. Mike says, he pulls his head out from under the sleeping bag. He's like, just pee it off, man. I'm like, it's not like it's just stuck to the toilet, dude. It's everywhere. So that poor bugger, we find out afterwards, at whatever hour that night, he's in his sleeping bag, right? Zipped right up. Well, it hits him. All those 6 sticks of dynamite that he swallowed earlier. And he's got to try to get out of a sleeping bag quick. He goes, the zipper locked on me. I couldn't get the zipper to go. He's like, I had to like shimmy out the top end of the sleeping bag, run to the toilet. And he goes, it's all I could do to get my pants down quick enough. And he goes, they only went about halfway across where they should have. So my ginch were acting as a wind spoiler. He's like, it just went everywhere. Yeah. The RV was in my name. So I had to return the RV back to the RV store. And they wanted to do a walkthrough with me. I'm like, whatever the damage deposit is, just keep it. Like, let's not do the review, please. Please. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, God. Anyway, a little comedic relief for you folks. We need a
I
drink.
think you have the best stories out in the West Coast. Just saying. You guys rolling the centerline wheels. Best stories.
Yeah. So there's a good poop story for you folks. Zach loves a good dump story.
Oh, what'd this just say?
Hey, we never mentioned this, but just so everybody knows, like, or no, maybe we did at the start somewhat. Chris and I were yakking on the phone tonight, and we just thought, what the hell, let's do a live. 2 hours and 20 minutes later, here we are. Put center lines on the RV, yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. This is shooting from the hip. No planning. I don't even know what my kids are up to right now. We just ended up in the garage, and here we are.
Yep. Man, Sean's been passed out for at least 2 hours.
Well, and he was passed out when we talked, and we yacked for 40, 50 minutes before this started.
Oh, I know. And then, like, even through, like, revs, the Repsol, everything. He's just whatever. He must have just needed to get some rest. He probably came over. You know how, like, that happens sometimes, right? Like, you got that buddy, like, oh, man, need to get away. I'm in a party and whatever. And he just works so damn fucking hard. He just needs an excuse to get away and get some rest.
It's true. I can't believe he slept with that mic.
Oh, I know.
Dude, that's unreal.
Oh.
So did he bring a toothbrush? Like, he must be crashing for the night, huh?
I have no idea, man. The funny thing is that he gave me the sofa that he's passed out on right now.
What he gave you the sofa?
Yeah, like that sofa was like at his old place. He's like, oh man, like, yeah, if you want this the sofa, man, come take it. We're moving. So he's maybe just getting reacquainted, you know?
Right. Got his comfy spot there that he was used to, and yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Lights out.
Are these okay? Tommy T, who remembers the Elite deep dish chrome hammers on Fox bodies in the early 90s? Are these those 5-star things?
Oh,
I'll
shit,
get
are
the
you
go.
over there? He's like sleepwalking, sleep talking. Oh, he's up.
He's up, Adam. Really?
Holy fuck. I've been YouTube living for over 2 hours while you were passed out. You came over just to get some rest. This guy, oh, I'm going to come over. I'm going to drink with you. It's going to be a great night. He passes out after his hiccups. You're woke now. Man, I fired up the bike and revved that shit up to 8,000. You're like, yeah.
John, what's up, dog?
What up?
How are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm feeling fantastic now. I'm ready.
Yeah, he's ready to party now. He just had a 3-hour nap.
Well, yeah, a nice little siesta.
That's it. It was just so comfortable here, you know. It's just a nice
Your old
place.
sofa.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, you sat me down on my old sofa, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Oh.
Hey, you're right prepped for power going out? Is that one of those headlight beanies?
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, you ready? Yeah.
Oh, you're ready to party, buddy. I like it.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm gonna have power in the house, but I got power in my head.
Look at Gary's shit story work. Sean, you just missed the doozy. Tell him shit your pants stories. Second win. Okay, Tommy T, I'm looking these wheels up, buddy. I'm wondering which ones you're thinking.
Oh, the old hammer wheels.
Yeah.
I think Docky Fix It has like the first set of 18s ever made.
Oh.
Grab another beverage.
Yeah. Go get your drink.
Okay, hold on. Let's get the screen share going here. Present screen share. Are these the ones we're thinking?
Oh man, I gotta try and zoom in on this shit. I can't even see it. It won't let me zoom.
Okay, hold on. How about that? I should
Oh,
have
it's so
on this.
ugly.
Oh shit, that's not working either.
It kind
I
of
don't know.
reminds me of that first set of ROHs I had. You know, in that picture I shared with you where I was like all in my Tommy Hilfiger get up when I was like 17.
Right. Chris is taking in vagrants. Donkey has the first 5 sets.
Hey, tip Fox Body Airbnb. So, no joke. I actually had the idea because like the other side of the shop's got like a loft kind of built up over on the other side. I was like, what about an Airbnb where you could stay and like be able to see the shop or like interact with the shop? And like if you paid extra, I'd have Gary there. Like how much would you guys pay for that per night?
$8.
Yeah, come get
$8.
pissed with us idiots.
Man, don't listen to this fool. That's not enough.
Okay.
We just started.
So, boys, here's your thoughts on this. Do you think these would look good on a Fox?
Oh man, I'm trying to zoom in here.
This is a
It won't
terrible
let me
video to watch.
zoom.
I know, and I can't. I don't think I can make that any
Don't hit
bigger.
any of those buttons. You're gonna ban them or something.
Okay, we got 1 vote from Hector. That's a negative.
No, I don't think that would look good on a Fox. Like just in its small style, it's very Honda Civic.
Okay, hold on, stand by. I'm gonna stop this just so I don't ruin the surprise. Because Zach, if you're still in the hizzle, might have done
what
some
do you all say here?
photoshopping.
Tip
All right, damn
Airbnb.
it.
It's a trick to get you in. Yeah, I'll put you to work if you stay here.
I'm gonna find these pics here. Hopefully. Oh. Oh shit. Actually, maybe I kind of screwed this up, but anyway, I'll show it anyway. I thought this was them. Screen share window.
18-inch or 17-inch pony wheels. Anything bigger than a factory pony wheel, I do not agree with.
So Zach and his Photoshop skills, I thought they were the rims I just showed you. These are different, but haven't looked at this photo in a while. This was Zach's run at trying some different wheels on and a lower stance, might I add.
Is that your car?
On the old green coupe. Yeah.
Your car looks best on 18-inch Bourbettes. Cheers.
Oh, that's not it. Okay, there's those. This.
Where's the Bourbette?
This. Those look pretty good, eh?
Where's
The old
Bourbettes?
they're not in this grouping of photos. Oh, shout out makers.
Bourgays for the win. That's what I like to see.
Okay, the Bourbettes were way after here.
Sets.
That was pretty recent, wasn't it? My God, I take a lot of pictures. Oh, there's the old
I'm
shit
surprised
box.
you have so much accessible right now on your computer. That must be all that Apple shit.
It is, yeah. It all kind of sews together, right?
Oh, Bourberts. Zach knows
Bourbert.
what's up.
Zilla.
Zilla.
Here they are. Okay. Screen share. Boom.
Best version of your car right there. And it's like this
You think,
big on
huh?
my screen, but I know.
Really, hey?
Yeah.
So as per YouTube's poll, this was a hell no. Well, no, not a hell no, but like less votes for the Bourgays than the Celines.
Oh, hold on though. You cannot put Celines and Bourbettes against one another.
Is that unfair advantage?
No, because the Stalker Vert went through the same scenario, right?
Oh, right. Right.
So you need to like almost remove. I don't even know how to say this. It's like comparing a Lightning versus an SRT10 Viper truck. You cannot compare the two. So it's unfair advantage. Like pick any other wheel, because what I'm saying is that the 18-inch Celines look killer. And the Cali Coupe, they look sweet. There's the Stalker Vert, they look sweet. They're an awesome wheel. And I feel like the reason why you would get the controversy is because they are probably arguably two of the best wheel options for your vehicle. So if you
Right.
just wanted to switch it up, you would get equal amount of love for your Celines that are on it, and vice versa, you would get equal amount of love for the Bourbettes. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah. So William here, we got 2 comments, turbines and then 20-inch turbines. You know what's funny? I've always wanted to see a set of larger deep dish turbines. And
yeah,
like
but they would look like oh shit. Rotiforms is what a really large turbine would look like.
okay, I'm gonna look this up because see, this was a thing. Turbine wheels. And
Like a rotiform isn't a turbine, but like the style and the overall feel and look would be, you know what I mean? Like you can throw it in the same general pool of that category.
see, this was a big Chevy thing, like a square body Chevy deal. That's a little less rotoform. Like this is probably more rotoform looking.
Yeah.
But see, I've always
Well, here, hold
wondered
on.
what.
Uh-oh. Oh, are we still there?
It's probably
We're still
something
there, right?
maybe a little
Yeah.
like this. Yep. Like I've always wondered if you could. I don't know if the turbine spokes should actually come right to like the tire edge. I almost wonder what they'd look like stepped back in a deep dish
You know what I would
format.
like to see?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I can't. My finger's backwards.
Oh, you're pointing here. Let me get out of share screen here. That in a deep dish.
I'd like to see that on your car. And well, there you go. You got a deep dish.
Or bay.
Yeah, let me go. Let me get around here. Right.
Right.
And you know what's like my new, I'm going to do this on the live because there's ain't no way that anybody cares at this hour. But you see this one right here?
Yeah, the Merc. I actually. Okay, here's one for you. Kind of in and along that vein. Share screen. No, this screams Mercedes. Like I don't think
Oh,
there's
yeah.
any denying that.
You know, I
But-
love that.
Right.
Because I don't care what anybody says. A Fox body is very close to that like old school SL 500 Mercedes look. And I think like
Yeah.
when as soon as you bring that European wheel style in, that's what connects the two. And you know what? Somebody, and I don't want to get this wrong because I've had a lot of Miller Lights at this point, but I want to say I read something or saw something recently that said the Fox body actually had European influence based on the person that was brought in. Am I wrong with that?
No, like we talked about this a few times. Joe's got me searching something out here. Keystone Collision. Okay, Joe, help me out when you can, buddy. I don't know what I'm. what we're looking at here. Well, this is the thing. Like, there was the the Fox Body Vert SL 500 conversions. I wonder how many people even know about this. We talked about it like ages ago, right? But let's look that up. Fox Body
Oh, look at all the
Verts.
comments rolling in, man.
Mercedes. What was it called? The SL 500 conversion?
Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, that SL 500 conversion that you could buy for a Fox, like, there's no way the average person was ever telling the two apart. And I honestly, I want to say, I would put money on it that McLaren took that styling, and that's probably what allowed them to hang on so long.
Is that a Fox there? Holy, maybe it is. Sorry, that's a really small photo, but
Yeah, I can't make that out.
okay, let's try to find a bigger picture here. You had some photos somewhere, didn't you?
Turn the heat on outside. Oh man, just open up the doors. Let the heat outside will warm up Texas.
You know how much
This is yeah.
heat I take being down here? Everybody blames me bringing Canada down to Texas.
Right. Hey, how about this guy's stuff? These
Now, why are you posting all these tiny ass pictures I can't see?
no, dude, sorry, they're kind of big on my end, but they are still small. Yeah, this isn't bringing any of them up, really.
So you didn't answer my question.
Sorry, what was it?
Well, I didn't ask the question. I made a statement and I want to hear your opinion. I think that the SL 500 inspired ASC McLaren with the Aero version of the Fox, and that is probably what kept them afloat for as long as it did.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Right? Because it was that whole two-seater theme, the whole, like, just the way that they designed the convertible. Because there were, I think, like, unless somebody wants to correct me, I don't think there's an ASC McLaren that is not a convertible on an Aero Fox.
Right.
Are you saying right, or you agree?
No, I'm agreeing. Yeah.
Drink to that.
But also try. Yeah. Drink. Yeah. Come on, balloons. Shit. There they are. Hey, did you know this that we keep drinking to? Oh, there we go. Means fuck you in like Ireland. No,
What?
I think it's this. Yeah, if you
What are
do
you
this,
doing?
it's fuck you. Peace, like a peace sign, just flipped around. It's
Backwards.
this.
So not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
I think
Where'd you
that's how
learn
they.
this?
Shit. There was a music video it was on, but my wife's from Ireland too, right? So
Man, we're gonna get it. We are gonna get in a lot of trouble for all of these assumptions.
I don't know what else to search here, dude. I'm literally searching Fox Body Mustang Mercedes SL 500 conversion. Like that should have all the key terms in there, right?
Why, you can't find any?
Not really. Like it's showing me wire wheel cars and stuff.
Put Ford Mustang SL 500. Don't put Fox
that thing
Body.
looks
Fox
cool.
Body did not exist when those kits were out.
Oh, I see. Okay. So what do we want to search? 90, like a year?
No, just put Ford Mustang SL 500 kit. I'm going to teach you how to
Alright.
Google.
Roger. No, it's giving us all like S550 shit now.
Really?
Yeah. How about if we throw Mercedes in there? Yeah, it's giving me the same goofy yellow one. Like you had a
Is it
photo
a
of a
box
black
body
one.
though?
Yeah. Well, could be. That's really
Oh.
tiny. There's no way you're seeing that on your screen. Okay, how
Well,
about we
maybe we'll
flip
bring
this
that up
around?
next time. You know we're crowding 3 hours on this live, right?
Yeah, we should probably let everybody go to bed here pretty quick.
2 of it was me passed out.
Yeah. Like 2.5.
Let's go.
Yeah, man, like none of these are showing up. I guess you have to
All
take
the
our
old
word
rough
for
wheels. Oh, look at this. We just use one finger in America. I like that.
it. Amen to that.
America.
Oh, shit.
Is that or Sean, these are for you. Third wind.
Oh yeah. Let's
Hey,
go. What's
you
next?
know you're dealing with a good guy when he goes from passed out to right back to drinking. I love it.
You just gotta like drink yourself or pass yourself out sober, you know?
So true. Okay, what do you think?
Like
Oh,
it
look, we
never
got
happened.
50 viewers. 5-0. This would be a great place to lock her down, hey?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's pretty good for
Okay.
like just a random throw ourselves out there scenario
Mm,
as we get drunker.
yeah. So, folks, thanks for tuning
Ultimately,
in.
I think we should end this live.
Apparently, we're ending.
Oh,
Salute.
apparently now.
Cheers to that.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in, folks. All the best to you. Zach, good night, gents. Everybody's saying their goodbyes. So, to be 20 years
Thanks
old
for
again.
everybody for
And
tuning in. Hopefully we kept you up way past your bedtime. Hopefully you drank too much. Cheers.
yeah, later, guys. Thank you.